The tri-state community still coming to terms with the fact that the Ray Tensing trial ended with a hung jury. People waited for some kind of conclusion since Wednesday when jurors began deliberations. Now, there is a chance that the case could be retried, but for now, no verdicts.
It'll likely be the topic of a lot of sermons around the tri-state here this morning. And Local 12's Megan Moore joins us live at Deliverance Ministries in Forest Park with the latest developments. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Adam. You know, Bishop Bobby Hilton, he was inside of the courtroom yesterday, and he has been instrumental in calling for peace throughout this entire trial. He said that they will continue to push for peace, pursue peace, but at the same time demand justice. And that's just what he says that he will be addressing here this morning in his service. Now, going back to the trial, the prosecution presented a case for murder, which included a high-tech breakdown of Ray Tensing's body camera. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieter said the shooting of Sam DuBose was intentional, but Local 12 has learned 8 of 12 of those jurors were leaning toward the lesser charge of manslaughter. All 12 could not agree. Jury verdicts have to be unanimous, but this doesn't mean the case is over. The prosecutor's office can decide to retry the case.
I'm going to go through a process where we will analyze whether or not there's a probability of success at trial. And if I think we can win, we'll retry the case.
Now, as word of the hung jury spread, a crowd of demonstrators in front of the courthouse began to grow, along with a sense of frustration. One of Sam DuBose's children was overcome with grief. Other protesters said the verdict, or rather non-verdict, was not right.
Black Lives Matter. I mean, I think until more people are willing to speak out and talk about Black Lives Matter and justice for Sam DuBose, nothing's going to change.
Again, sure to be a discussion this morning here at Word of Deliverance Ministries in Forest Park at Bishop Bobby Hilton's church. And again, the decision on whether Tensing will be tried again will be decided later this month. For now, we'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. And Ray Tensing's attorney, Stu Matthews, says politicians should stay out of the retrial decision. But shortly after the judge declared a mistrial, Mayor John Cranley and others stepped right into it. That's where Local 12's Anjanette Levy picks up our team coverage.
Even after further substantial deliberations, we are unable to reach a verdict on either count 1 or count 2.
The announcement of a mistrial didn't get much reaction from Ray Tensing, who remains a free man. But it was an outcome that Sam DuBose's family feared and knew was possible.
Some things never change, The evidence was clear. There's no reason to have a mistrial. You can't change some people's minds.
Many of DuBose's family members couldn't make it to the courtroom in time for the announcement, but their attorney was there.
They are incredibly disappointed. They are really upset. They had hoped that the evidence was so clear that a conviction on one of those counts would have been accomplished, and they certainly want a retrial.
I think it's important for everyone to remember that this is not over. This is not over.
Mayor John Cranley and other city leaders, including Cincinnati's police chief, expressed disappointment in the mistrial.
I certainly support the efforts of the prosecutor and their efforts in this. Like so many others, I'm also disappointed in the outcome.
As protesters prepared to gather, Mayor Cranley said they had every right to be upset, but insisted.
Downtown is safe. Over the Rhine is safe. I will be having lunch downtown.
Cranley believes the protests will remain peaceful, and he hopes Joe Dieters will retry the case. Downtown, Anjanette Levy, Local 12 News.
Now, the demonstrations did end up petering out by the end of the night. Cincinnati police say one arrest was made for damaging a car near 5th and Vine. The streetcar lane was also shut down briefly during the protests.